Hey, how's it going? So I am going to read you some cards, or read some cards for you, or something like that. One second. I'm sorry, I don't mean to immediately turn my back on you. I have to find that delicate balance between I can hear it and the camera can't. I like to have some music playing. Pardon. Okay, so I pulled two cards, and the first one I pulled was from this deck, and the Shaman's Dream Oracle deck, for people that are not looking. Okay, and I pulled the number 8 card, Crown Games. And the subtitle is Right Use of Power. So this is a kind of strange illustration. It took me a few minutes to actually see what was happening on here. Like, obviously, there's a head and shoulders, but they're not in the right places, and there's arms and hands, so those are pretty obvious. And what was more difficult to make out for a minute was that there's a crown here. And this crown does have the tuck and roll upholstery, if you can see there. It's like it's the big deal crown for special occasions that, like, the British royalty wears. It's not like your everyday crown. I think King Charles wore it at his coronation, so it's like a big deal. Probably have some crazy jewels on it, the actual one I'm referring to. And I'm just thinking of the way the Brits used to come by things that were not native to their country. So, but that's neither here nor there. I am talking about this humanoid. So I saw this here, back here, and I'm like, what is going on there? And there's a couple of things going on. Let's see if I can show you. Darn it. Oh, it's right at the top. Sorry. This crown has a pair of crescent moons back to back, which symbolizes Isis, and it means, oh my goodness, I should probably just look at that real quick. Hold on, because I don't want to get it wrong. I'll be right back. Okay, because I didn't want my camera to go out and turn off this recording and make me have to start over, I have the book here, and I'm just going to go ahead and tell you what I saw when I looked at the card, or try to explain it better. Did I just throw it on the floor? Now, hold on, I dropped one on the floor. Here, placeholder. Whoa, please don't fall. Another precarious setup I got going there today. Trying to get the height exactly right so that you're not having to look up my nose. I don't know if it bothers anyone else, but I'm sensitive about it. You know, there's nothing there but my nose jewelry, but that can be mistaken. And anyway, yeah, it's just one of my little obsessive things, I guess. You're welcome. So the back-to-back crescent moons was on, get over there, the High Priestess in your Rider-Waite that's when I say the regular tarot deck, I mean the Rider-Waite. So you can see It's the high priestess, and she has crescent. They're big. She has crescents on the side of her head here. I don't know if you can make that out. Am I seeing that right? Oh, I am not seeing that right. Uh-oh. Well, I have the wrong one. Oh, you know what? I should just... Okay. Hold on. Okay. So, what I was looking at here, I'm going to take you over here with me. I had to find what I was trying to talk about, so... but the symbolism and meaning of Isis, what I found was Isis was the wife of Osiris, the god of the afterlife, and the mother of Horus, the god of the sun. Isis is most closely associated with being a mourner, protector, and a mother. Symbols used to represent Isis include the moon disk, cow horns, wings, the kite hawk. I don't think I know what a kite hawk is. And sycamore trees. And so, I guess I was on the right track because, here, let me set this back up on my silly little thing here. I didn't really think that this was like full-on Isis things, but there is, speaking of sycamore leaves, I noticed that the throne that she's sitting on has leaves adorning it, like it's like, if it's made out of wood, which I would assume it is for some reason, it's got like, they're not actual leaves, but they're like carved into whatever the throne is made of. And so those were that that adds another layer of meaning to this card for me. But where the moon discs are, behind that is some sort of brown stuff, or I'm not sure what it is, but it's like something. It looks like something vertical behind it, and I was confused before I made out the crown. Like, I saw the face right away, but the crown was like busy before I could make out all of the little details, and so I was confused. I was like, is that supposed to be her neck? It's really long. But I guess it's just some kind of background thing, because I can't make any more sense of it at this point but that. I was interested in why she's got her head and why it's there in that position and not where it should be up there. But you can see she's like holding it in such a way, it's almost like it's a balloon and she's holding it down. And the eyes and that, like, it has a very human face, this head, but the eyes are kind of scary. I'm not sure what to think about those. But I guess it seems like gold has something to do with this. And it's like she's holding the head down because it's, I don't know, like she doesn't want it to escape or something. Because I thought when I first looked at that, why not cradle your head? Like, that just seems like a strange way to hold it. But it does look like she's trying to keep it down from doing something. And it is, the whole body is like got this gold tone to it, and it's like exuding goldness. And I feel like it has to do with whatever is going on in this kind of creepy little head. It's like super powerful. I was watching Sterling Psychic Medium. Oh my God! Today he does shows on Sundays, and I'll link it. But at one point he was talking to he takes questions every week, and from viewers, and so one of the questions was. This woman was saying, I've had this happen to me all of my life that I can remember, and she says that when she wears her crystal, like gemstone jewelry, she's had garnet bracelets fly off, like 2 different ones, and then she named some other crystal, and also now it's gonna, well, if I remember I'll say, but anyway, this other stone also fell off, and I guess while she was writing it, she was like, oh, and I guess it just kind of does it with like any kind of stone or crystal, and she's like, what is that, and do I have to stop wearing my jewelry? And so he says, no, it's not, you can still wear your jewelry, but you have like a high electromagnetic static output. I'm paraphrasing, and you can get a bracelet from 3M that'll help you regulate it. And I've never heard of this. I just blow up computers and light bulbs, but my jewelry has not exploded. I don't want it to, but I was thinking of the cost of the jewelry, but really the jewelry I buy is not super expensive. Except for light bulbs, mostly all the electronic stuff is, though, so that's kind of a bummer. But it is what it is. And before he told her, I mean, she obviously has an extreme case, but he was like, you have to ground yourself, and like, for just right off the top of my head, and for me, how the best way to do that is to go outside and step on the grass and the dirt barefoot. But like, also, I have a concrete deck, and sometimes I don't bring out the chair that's low enough for me to sort of just put my feet down and stand up. So I have 2 wheelchairs. Anyway, and so when I don't bring the one that lets me put my feet directly on the ground, I'll just like sit on the deck and go right through it, in there. So I don't have the grounding problem, unless I don't do it, like, I have to do it like every day now. If I don't do it a day, I'm feeling it, and I'm not like blowing up anything, but I'm feeling kind of crappy in a way. Like, there's just like an underlying, like, out of tune feeling, and it's uncomfortable. So now I've rattled off, where the heck was I on here? Oh, that it's this gold is like, something is so going on in that head. A lot of activity, a lot of locomotion, a lot of production, something. It's brewing up something powerful, and that seems like why she's like, oh my God, I have to like take off my head and put it down where I can get better leverage so it doesn't fly off like the jewelry. And that's where I was going with that. So, and there's something else in here that I noticed is the dragonfly right here, and those, I mean, I could look it up, but I'm just gonna say that it just has good connotations symbolically, the dragonfly. So just pointing out that that's there. So even though I mean, to me the face looks kind of creepy, but that's because I saw a show earlier where it's a weird show where some faces like popped in while somebody was committing horrible violence, and they weren't this color, but they were a color, and they weren't like, I think they were people wearing some kind of weird mask or something, because the eyes blinked like they were people, but the eyes were like monotone like that, not gold, but like I don't know the name of it. There's this metal that's it's like dark, but it's also like a rainbow color. What the heck is the name of it? Why do I always do this to myself? It's like a weird metallic rainbow color is what their eyes look like. And it was just strange. And I just saw it yesterday in this strange ass show. I will link a trailer to it. I hope, if I remember. Where's my pen? Oh, there it is. Give me a second here. Oh, shoot. Now I can't remember the actor's name. I can remember his last name. Oh, my. Anyway, I will link that crazy show, so maybe if you have the platform, you can check it out. I may have a little more to say about that, but I'll put that in the information box. So yeah, I just had this recent strange association with something that looked like this, so it's good to be able to separate out the difference, you know, especially well, I was gonna say especially lately, but or the word that I actually just deplore nowadays. I don't know why it drives me crazy, but I feel like you should break out into the Charleston after you say it. I don't know. I'm kooky. What can I say? But anyway, yeah. I like the dragonfly and this whole thing here. Everything seems to always point to like the, oh my god, oh my god, I just almost curved myself. Oh my goodness, it's a good thing my teeth are fake. I fully just banged my tooth first into the counter. Okay, get it together before it falls apart. Okay, so, oh wow. Like something's coming to a head. I just realized like how, yeah. But anyway, when I saw a right use of power, it also made me think of this show. It's so funny how like what I'm doing kind of converges around what I'm going to talk about or what's happened. It is about someone who, or several someones who have power, some legitimately, some not, and those lines get blurred real bad, and someone's abuse of power, it goes to extremes, and this I'm not going to do a review of it now because I could really talk about it, so maybe I'll do that later. But anyway, I'll put in a link. But generally, that show, the overtones, it was hard to find something good, happy, and positive in there. It just, if there was anything like that, it immediately was canceled, soiled, ruined, damaged, just see you later. It was a bad scene. So, this I don't think is that. Although, you know, we have a situation in, well, many countries where power has taken some strange turns, and there are so many influences, and that's how there's been so much sort of infiltration. Well, no, not sort of, absolutely infiltration and saturation of intrusions and influencing. So we always have the option to do the right thing, to use power in a way that, oh wow, dang, I was watching about Marcus Aurelius, very powerful Roman emperor. I think one of the last of the Pax generation of them. So I don't know how close that was to the end of the Roman emperor thing, but he was a pretty exceptional guy. He was rich and powerful, but he was very aware that power is fleeting, can be fleeting. And so he realized, like, the quickest way to lose it and your head is to wield it badly and cruelly and insanely, like a number of Roman emperors did. And again, with a parallel to today, maybe we recently had a Roman emperor facsimile, and as in the time of the Roman emperors, some of them were like, yeah, we know it's carnage and it could be me next, but I don't care. Give me more beer and give me more bears tearing up gladiators, or, you know, distraction. You can't see what's going on over here. Although I don't think the emperors are trying to hide it. I mean, like I just said, like, people are like resigned to it or something. But this was a different kind of emperor. He actually, you know, because he understood that the power could go away at any time, which a lot of people these days are trying to hang on to it by their toenails, or, you know, by their, he understood what was happening, you know, and that he himself, as an emperor, had like a half-life, you know, just a limited amount of time where he was going to be acceptable, because cycles and waves where people can, like, make sense or, like, just resign themselves to the carnage, you know. There are times of clarity and times of really being cloudy and confused and messed up, and it's not just the moon. I'm talking like astrological periods of time where you're just like, you can't think straight. You're almost like drugged or something. Or brainwashed. So again, he was not that kind of emperor. He really tried to do as much as he could for the people in as many ways as possible, you know, not just feeding them their bodies, but also like feeding their minds. And, you know, that was a time where philosophy was a big deal, and philosophizing, and people sitting around and talking, and, well, look it up if you haven't studied it in school. If you have a refresher, because I'm learning way more since I left school about all that stuff than I did there in school. But I'm not going to start bragging about that. I'm going to go ahead and read what the guidebook says about the crown games. Leadership, responsibility, accountability, right use of power. There is a game of power played by all people, whether they're conscious of it or not. It concerns who has it and who doesn't, how to get more of it, and how not to lose that which you have, how to wield it wisely and not get drunk with it and cause harm. These are the matters you need to ponder now that you find yourself in the crown game too. You want to be on top, the best, the most effective, the most beloved. You may discover that your deep desire to help others is distinguishing the underpinnings of this complex game. Is that like drain the swamp? I think it is. But I think they mean like drain the swamp and not be part of the stuff you find feeding at the bottom. That kind of power. Power and all it entails can be both dangerous and productive, destructive and redemptive. Which will it be for you? Can you forgive without condoning and keep your dignity when challenged? Will you be accountable, amenable to change, or making amends? Can you let go of your need to rescue others? Lead with humility while letting others discover their way home. Discover their own way home. I just add the own because I feel like it it sounds better. Rolls off the tongue better. Now you're learning that empowerment comes with a price and a sacrifice for sovereignty. This is a time you pick your battles, use strategy, and temper your reactions. You have the power to make a beautiful difference on behalf of others. Can you see power as a currency that you must spend judiciously? True power is stewarded wisely, for it is given from the divine, not from the ego. In all your relations, the greatest beauty is when power is shared. If you are in a higher position, it's even more important to be kind and respectful, which, as I just learned, apparently Marcus Aurelius was. So I guess I'm bringing him up so that you do look him up, because he actually was pretty cool, and I don't know, I think he had some good things to say. Ask for guidance. It will come when you choose compassion over your own goals and desires. When you stop caring about who wears the crown, true success and influence appear for you. Well, that was nice. Let's just put that on standby for a moment. I may have more to say. The other card that I pulled from this lovely deck, the Wild Unknown Animal Spirit deck, was Horse. I am not sure. I'm just going to mention this. The horse, I don't know if you can see, has braids in its mane. I saw a video on YouTube, of course, that had a story about, it was some, I think it was like a horse breeding ranch or something like that. It was some kind of ranch, and the horses were the focus of it. So, like for show horses or something like that. Maybe it was some kind of stable, but, you know, for public use or whatever. But obviously, if they were keeping horses, they had stables. Anyway, these people would, like, whatever, take out the horses to exercise and or do whatever utility work they were doing on this ranch, and they'd bring them in and brush them down and curry comb and all that business. And, you know, by the time they're done, the horses look like Farrah Fawcett. Like their hair, like all of their coat and hair is untangled. So, you know, and then the grooms or whoever's above them, the owners, would, you know, look on, you know, is everything good for the evening, check everybody's work or whatever, I assume. But the thing is like, at the end of the day, when they've done that, and then they go for the day, and then they get into their evening, and they're gone till the next day, they expect the horses to, since they're just standing in their stalls, they're expecting them, when they come back, to still be, like, you know, groomed. In this video, it was talking about fairies. Like, I'm not sure what, maybe it was in like Ireland, or I think Iceland is another place that has like a pretty serious believer population of little people and beings. So it was a place like that, you know. May have been England, but the people would come back in the morning to work and come to let the horses out to feed them and whatever, let them I guess they go to the bathroom in the stall. So I don't know, horse stuff. But they would come back and the horses would have, their manes would be braided and they'd be all foamed up and like they just came in from being rid hard. And the people were like, what is going on? And they knew the legends of the little people, because that is like the hallmark of when they use the animals, because apparently that's what was happening. I'm not saying yay or nay on this, but, well, I'm not saying nay. How about that? Nay! Oh my God. Oh my goodness. Let me read what it says about the horse. Momentum, freedom, expansive energy, and force. The horse represents the most masterful form of earth energy within the deck. It provides us with momentum so reliable, so supportive, that you can ride it right on its back toward any goal, no matter how difficult the terrain. A horse personality is fully awakened, fully alive, and cannot be defeated. The horse's freedom becomes available to us when we hone and collect our energy through daily practice. Physical stamina, exercise, mental focus, meditation are the secret weapons behind the horse's legacy. When in balance, achieves anything, never gives up. When out of balance, runs away, feels weak. To bring it to balance, strength training. So, assuming, whoa, no flopping. Let me stabilize this. Please don't fall. Please clap. Sorry. The hair braiding incident aside, the horse energy, I would think it would be a good energy to carry with you when you're doing the right use of power, because I feel like horses are very intelligent, and I think they're like they say about dogs, we're lucky to have them, because we use them as beasts of burden. They get treated horribly by horrible people, and, well, they're, in that way, they're just like us, but they have something that we don't, and I bet it makes a big deal with their whole mindset and just mental background, build structure, mental structure, and it's that they cannot talk. They can't speak aloud. Just think about that. Thank you and good night.